rocking? Okay, so
Yeah.
then we're gonna do a little flour on the Delmonicos. These are big boys. Like in a restaurant, if you see these Delmonicos in your butcher, like buy them because they're like the cut is like near the New York and the ribeye, so it's that same like really high quality meat. The reason they cost more is because there's a little bit of gristle and stuff. But if you cook it nice, and I'm curious how this will do in the fryer. So I'm actually kind of like just making sure that some of the flour gets kind of coated around. Okay, so same thing, always away from you, right? And I wanna make sure that it doesn't boil over. And this is real hot, so I'm gonna turn it down. Get it coated there. So notice I'm putting it this way. So now we got our Delmonicos frying. And we're gonna finish those in the oven. Then my son, he wanted some of that beautiful fried chicken. So to see how the rice is all steaming. Then what I like to do for him is we'll get a little butter. We'll put a little butter on that rice. Put a little salt. And then, do you like thighs, drumstick, wings, breast? So he wants the breast meat. So that's that's a drumstick.
I'll take some drumsticks too.
Okay, so that's a breast. And he wants some drumsticks. Take that. Okay. And then a little pro move too. I even like season my fried chicken. All right, Logan, come here. Give it a taste. See what you think. Here, you got on camera. You're gonna have to show us what you think. Cool Ranch Dorito.
Did you taste the Cool Ranch pretty strong?
No.
That has a good crunch.
It's pretty good though.
Yeah. Does it need anything more?
Some honey.
Oh, you like honey? Oh yeah, because you like honey with the chicken is good, right? Here. You want any hot sauce on it?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I could give me some.
Yeah. So then the pro move, you've got the honey on, then this Berman's hot sauce from Aldi. Whew. Right? There's a pro move. Look at him eat that.
Hot honey with Cool Ranch.
Now look at our Delmonicos. Getting a little crispy. That's okay. We really want to get that kind of like crispy. Look at that little side one is really getting crispy. So let's flip it. Look at that. Flip that one. Wow. Those are the Doritos still at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got all these pans are rocking and rolling.
Yeah. That's pretty darn good.
That's good. Then let's get the Delmonico.
Are you napkin?
Yeah. This will be like actually a fun YouTube video too, to just do like a long like YouTube video of it. Okay, then now the Delmonicos. And before I go to the Delmonico, I want to get this going. I want to get that smoking hot. You're going to be sidetracked. You got to feed your kids. So we'll probably bring that Delmonico to medium. Turn the oil off. There's the Delmonico, fried Delmonico.
That's great.
So So we're gonna go. We'll cook that to probably like 120, and we'll let it rest. Oh, let's see our fried chicken. It might be tempt there. Delmonico on the top. Slide it right under that. I'm going to crank this up a little bit to 400. Then the oil, it's dangerous. I'm just going to move it to the back. I'm going to cover it. Okay. I'm going to fire these up. Now this is a cool pan too. This is a sizzle pan, so it's like made for searing steak. It's a Smithy Ironware company, made in the USA. Pretty cool. So we're definitely gonna do maybe that bone in on it. See, so we're getting that hot, that hot, that hot. So we're rocking and rolling now. That's smoking hot. So real quick, turn the heat down. Let's do the flat iron over here. So same thing, oil, right? A little bit of butter. Alright. Then we'll take the flat iron, open that up. Definitely want to make sure you have a towel at this point and everything's real hot. Make sure that butter's coated in. Now, notice how wet this flat iron is. So, one thing you can do is dab it. Dab it before you put any of that salt and pepper on there. That way it sticks. Flat iron is definitely one of those how you cut it is really going to matter how it's going to end up tasting. And so now I'll dab this side too. Now, this is where, watch, set it down away from you, right? And then really kind of just push it into the pan. Make sure it's coated, pushed in, because the more you push it down, then the better of the caramelization you're gonna get in the end, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, that's going. I feel good about that. Then over here, we got some other pans going. So, same thing. Now, I'll show you too, you could use canola oil. So let's do canola oil in this just stainless steel pan. Crank that up. And let's do these Angus rounds boneless on the stainless steel, which is fine too. Notice that they're a little wet, right? So same kind of thing. I would definitely want to dab this just with a little towel. So dab it. A little salt and pepper. Now, a lot of people, it's like, okay, do I salt and pepper before I sear? After? How long should the steak be out? So we've actually had this, I like cooking steaks at room temperature because then it's faster when it cooks through. That's what we want. Just pat that down just a little bit. And then I've got the canola in there, right? Same. Make sure it's always away from you when you put it in. Then from this point, you could dab and really kind of push it in. That's what we're going for. We want to push that in, and then from there, salt and pepper. Now I'm going to show you a couple techniques. Oh, I'm out of pepper, so I'm going to have to fill that back up. Let me show you while that's going on. So look at that. We got a steak going over there. We got stuff in the oven. This is my favorite. Like when there's like so many things going on, it's like I wanted to kind of give you guys a feeling of a busy kitchen in the back. So I'm putting my fresh peppercorns. If you don't have this and you have pre-ground pepper, you should be ashamed of yourself and you should throw it away right now. Seriously though, get yourself a little grinder. It's amazing. Okay, now back over here. Fresh ground pepper. Right over the top, right? Just like that. Okay, now let's go see what our flat iron is doing. Look at that. Smoking nicely. Now, look at that. Good caramelization. So, now, with the flat iron, I'm going to put a nice knob of butter in there. Okay? And I'm going to put some fresh thyme in there from the garden. Okay? And I'm also going to put some rosemary. Because why not? More of the better. Then I'm also going to take more of the garlic in the husk so it doesn't burn. And I'm going to put that in there. Do like 3 cloves. Okay? And then I'm going to mix it in. And really press the herbs into that. Get all that flavor released. You do that so much. Okay, then our top round, we haven't flipped them yet. Let's get one more rocking and rolling. Let's get this fancy one going. Let's do the T-bone on that. Oh yeah, so this is the T-bone with the tenderloin and the strip loin, which is also known as the New York steak. So the New York is right here. The tenderloin is there, also known as New York or strip loin or filet mignon or tenderloin. Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna flip it. Oh, and I want to make sure I get oil. Oil, and you know that's extra virgin olive oil. I definitely want to put a little bit of butter on it. This pan can get smoking hot too. Like this thing can get like 800 degrees. It's crazy, the temperature. Now, put our T-bone. Same thing, press it down, then salt and pepper. Now, you can also set your grinder. I like on like T-bones and stuff, I like coarse grounds. Right? I like that because when we turn it, that peppercorn is gonna add a nice crunch and flavor to this. Now we'll salt it. Right? So that's good. Then let's see how our steaks are doing. Now we're gonna come over here real quick, we're gonna baste. We're gonna baste this flat iron steak raw. Now a flat iron, you're not going to be able to finish this in a pan. It's so thick. Look how thick it is. So real quick, let me flip that, and then I'm going to show you guys a lesson with this real quick. Okay? So this is going to have to go in the oven. But let me show you this over here real quick. So we're going to flip this. Nice. That's the top round though, right? It looks like a beautiful steak, but it's going to be a tough steak. So same thing with this. I do a little butter. I turned the heat down. The reason I did is I don't want to burn it. Okay, I put a lot of butter in this one because it's the least quality steak. It's the toughest. And then I definitely want to put some garlic in there. So I'll put a couple of garlic, some of the fresh herbs. See, it pops like that because there's still water in those thyme leaves. And that's okay, that's adding so much flavor. But this is great, and I'm gonna mix it into the butter. And then, do you see that right there? That's called the foam. So it's the sticky little bits in the pan. We wanna release all of that, because that's gonna be flavor that we're gonna put back onto the steak. That's amazing. Now, This is still rocking. Oh, look at that. It's starting to get that. You can just see that little side right there. I don't want to reveal too much. But look at that. So keep it rocking. Now, there's some of the oil that's over here. It's okay to kind of like get some of that oil over here. You know, because sometimes depending on your, you know, how your pan is, it might be the gravity's pushing it that way. Now I'm going to turn this off, and then this is the trick. So this is that top round. So here is rare. So as I'm feeling that, that's past rare. If I go here, that's medium rare. That's about medium rare. That's medium. Then the ring finger, medium well. Okay, so I turned that off. That's great. And then actually, because these are top rounds, I'm gonna just cover it. Okay, and we'll let it do its thing. We want to get some flavor from that, but let's go back to this flat iron. Now at this point, the garlic is kind of broken down. I'm going to flip it again. I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay. Man, that was so good. And then we've got our fried chicken to pull out because we know that was ready. Okay, so we'll put that on the pan there. Then we'll pop this in the oven. And remember, we got our Delmonicos in here. We're going to look at it. We're gonna feel this. So this is still rare. So that whole thing that I kind of said right here, look at how when I push that, it's so rare. And then if I get the thermometer, you know, it'll probably be, you know, still like just, okay, it's 138. Okay, that's definitely rare. Yeah, I don't know if it's 150, but you know what? It's because we deep fried it. So like the internal heat, like it really got hot there. So, you know, because of that, that's great. So then what we want to do is make sure this is covered. So to do it, we want to wrap it so we can actually just take this foil and wrap it. And generally the rest period is 15 minutes per pound. Really what you want. And I'll cover it again right here, and then let's see how our T-bone's doing. Oh, look at that sucker. Yeah. And so this, we're not gonna do anything. We're just only gonna cook with nothing, just salt and pepper on this T-bone. But I wanna get that little fat cap right there. Okay. Then we're gonna turn that off. And we'll go a little bit more because it's probably already like it's medium rare. Okay, then we got this one here. So same thing. Now, I'll show you. You can use a little canola oil. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be olive oil. In fact, canola oil has a higher smoke point. So we've got our, oh, let's do this. These are the filet mignons, okay, that we showed you. Salt, pepper. Go right over here. It's already smoking hot. Go right into that nice fatty oil right there. Yeah. And then let's get a little more salt and pepper on it. Beautiful. I would almost challenge. I bet you there's nobody on YouTube that has cooked this many steaks all at the same time. The different cuts. Okay, so we got a ribeye here. We got flank steak. So we can definitely do, let's see, we got that. Oh, we can pull that pan out. We'll do the flank steak in this. But we can do this and this right in this pan right here. So let's do the, this is the choice chuck tender, which $8.39 for this. It's amazing. And if you slice it, you can see, can you see the grain on this? See how it's running this way? So as long as we rest it and we slice this way, we're gonna get a good product in the end. So definitely look for your choice beef chuck tenders. Good product. So then salt and pepper. right? Same thing. Now, how do you know it's ready? You really want to wait and see some smoke from the oil coming up. And I don't see that yet, so that means we'll go ahead and get this ribeye going too. This is a thinner ribeye, mainly because I spent a lot on steak, and I was like, all right, let's not do too many. I wish I could have found a good fat one, but this will cook it fast. So I got that. I'm starting to see a little bit of smoke there, which is great. Oh, I forgot I turned that off. I got to turn that back on. Then that T-bone is ready, and then what we want to do with that is actually take a plate. You know, I would have liked the fat cap to be seared a little bit more, but that's probably like a medium to medium well. You can still see it red right there, which is great. Then we're gonna take it here, cover it with foil, because we want to rest that. So just tuck in the sides. That's great. That's our ribeye. In fact, let's do this. So that we know. We want to move this back here. This is the fillet. So we want those rocking and rolling for a little while. This is ribeye. Ribeye. This is those top rounds, right? Look at that. They're resting. You can just keep that right there. That. It'll melt. And then let's go in here. Am I seeing the smoke? Yep. A little bit of smoke. Push it down. Then we get the ribeye in. You know what? Let's do this. We got this rocking, and there's a lot of flavor here. So we've cooked some good quality steak there. Let's do the ribeye here, since we're already hot. I would have liked that to be just a slightly higher temperature, but that's okay. And then salt, pepper. Then let's do the flank steak. How are you on time, Rob? 4:20.
I'm good.
Okay, we'll be finishing up. Let me show you without dabbing it, like, you know, the water that's on here now, it's going to kind of ruin the sear a little bit, but let's see if it does. So you can see, look at that. The grain runs this way, but flank steak is such a tender cut as long as you cut it against the grain. So if you cut it like this, you can see it would be super stringy. So then we're going to lay it this way. Push that down. Now, let's see what else we got in the oven. So we got the flat iron. We're going to pull that flat iron out. Now, because that's overcooked. So definitely, well, yeah, it probably is. So I definitely want to transfer that. I want to transfer that, get that resting. Because even if you overcook something, as long as you let it rest, you can save yourself. So this is that flat iron, which we'll have to slice against the grain, and we'll see. We'll see how it is again. So flat iron. Now you can do all this same technique out on the grill, like you really can, which is a lot more manageable. And your wife will, you know, you won't get crazy with your wife. Okay, so these are the Delmonico. So I probably didn't spell that right. I think it's just Del. Then this we're gonna save because we're gonna make a nice sauce. So let's see these fillets. Ooh, look at that beauty. That looks nice. I love it when like a piece of the fillet falls off, because then that's just gonna be a little fun snack. Now, if you have one of these, you know, for camera's sake, I didn't turn it on, but I have a fan back here. Definitely do this if you have it. Now with fillets too, you know, if you don't cook the inside, if you don't sear that, you're not gonna be able to get it. Okay, look at that ribeye. It's almost there. It's just a little bit longer. It's beautiful. So let's see. Yeah, let's see what it's going. We can now add some seasonings and flavors to this. When I'm really rocking as a chef, I'm using my tongs, and I just go into the butter. Right, let's put a knob of butter there. Let's put a knob of the butter here. And then we'll trade this for finishing butter. And then we got more stuff in the oven we want to take out. Let's check our bottom rounds. Oh yeah. So we'll just slice this rather than make pot roast, just because my boys like it. And then the juices at the bottom of the pan. We might continue to cook that mirepoix, but we are gonna kind of cover it and just let it rest. So I can tell this is like medium well, which is great for roast beef. So we'll put that right here. It's already starting to get some juices, which is great. Same thing. We're gonna cover that. Kind of tuck it in, and that'll just kind of internally, the steam will cook it. And then let's go back to this. Dump this here. You still rocking? You good? Let's split that ribeye. Look at that. Good. Then let's sear the sides of this fillet. Let's do a snack. It's about medium. I know.
That was great.
Wow. Now let's flip these. Flip the flank. Now remember how I told you we didn't pat it down? Look at that. So I didn't get it brown enough. So one way you can fix that. Before we do that, I'm liking the temperature of these. So let's just pull these off. And then let's pull off the ribeye. Turn that off. Let this rest. We got a ribeye. Oh, what was this one? I thought we said that was ribeye. Oh, that's the T-bone. That's the T-bone. This is the ribeye. And this is the fillet, the tenderloin. And that's the bottom round. And those are the top round. What? There's a lot of meat here. Alright, now, what's great, we got fried chicken. Oh, we want to take the last of the garlic. That in there. Definitely want some of that flavor. What I would say, you'll hear that pop in a second. Snap, crackle, pop. So that's rare. Those are definitely rare. But it's interesting actually. So let's just turn those off. Cover it. We'll let it keep cooking right there. But I turned everything off. So everything's off. Boom, boom, boom. But now,
I think your overhead camera's still recording.
Oh,
but
is
it is. Do we ever turn it off?
Yeah. Okay. Then we got that to turn on. With the fried chicken. Now, maybe we'll slice the steak right here with the camera.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do the different cuts. And I'm gonna make a quick pan sauce to show everybody. Oh yeah, let's do that real quick. Pan sauce. Yeah. Fried chicken. We're not gonna do any puree today.
I figured that out when we didn't even have the chicken in the oven yet. I'm like, there's no
no
way we're gonna.
There's no way we're gonna. We'll do what I'll do is do puree later.
Yeah.
Let me wipe this real quick. Then let's turn the fan off. And then we're gonna make our pan sauce. So we're gonna take our pan, put all that flavor. What we're gonna do. So we're gonna fire this up. We're gonna put some flour in there. Then we're gonna take.
Let's see. Are we recording up there again?
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're making a pan sauce. So we take all these little bits and pieces off this pan. We're gonna actually add a little water because there's a lot of fake flavor in here. And what that's called is the foam. We're releasing all that foam, F-O-N-D, from the pan. So this is the pro chef move. A lot of times people will throw this away, but this is absolutely gold flavor. So then in here, in with that flour, right? So you're making this gorgeous sauce. Okay, then now you can get all the other drippings from all the other pans. So we're gonna go. We got that one there, right? Then we got the tenderloin, right? We got the Delmonicos. We got the Delmonico. We got the flat iron. We got the T-bone. And then we'll leave the bottom round, so that's all those. Then, what I like to do, pro move. So we'll stir this around. We got the flour in there. You don't have to do flour. You could just do actually a little bit of cold butter in it, but I wanted to really make a really delicious sauce. Then I'm gonna add a little water to this because it's thickening up, which is fine. Keep it going. Now, I know you're thinking, wow, he's got like garlic, there's herbs in there, everything. I like that. But what we're gonna do is press the garlic so the garlic oozes out of it. and those stems are just creating so much flavor. And notice how it just immediately thickened. And so we can add more water.
Wind is picking up outside. I got that back door open and I can hear those wind chimes.
Oh, is the door open right now?
Yeah, I opened it when it was starting to smoke up in
Oh,
here.
yeah. There we go, then. I like it. I'm gonna put now we'll turn it down. We can actually turn it off at this point. And then some pro moves. If you haven't bought these oils and vinegars from Transform Culinary Solutions, we got some good stuff. So we got a red onion balsamic. Man, I'm thinking these are the oils. So actually we're just gonna spike it with a little champagne vinegar just to give it a little bit of spike. So any type of vinegar or acidity into it is great. Then if you have soy sauce or Worcestershire sauce, that's a great addition too. I think, oh yeah, you have Worcestershire. And then even a little bit of mustard. So it could be French mustard. You know, don't use the yellow mustard. Then this is Worcestershire sauce. So just a little Worcestershire. Okay, if you have soy sauce, you can just do a dab of that. A little bit of mustard. Then we need a strainer. I just bought some strainers and I'm trying to remember where I put them. We have this one. So then, the last thing, remember we got a lot of steak, so I want a really good sauce. So now we're gonna put the rest of that Pelugra butter in there. And we're just gonna melt that into it. Now, if your butter's cold, it actually can create its own emulsification, and you almost not need flour. But because I have so much juice, I did flour so that it would help thicken it. If you're gluten-free, you could certainly do cornstarch, a cornstarch slurry. You don't have to do that, but this you can just tell like how rich this is going to be. Make sure your garlic is all mushed down. Then. Now, we'll remove, oh that's really hot. Let's just make sure that everything's off. Let's move this here. That's such a tiny little strainer. I do have a chinois. Let's see if I can get my chinois. Yes. So this is another pro move. Now, I'll be honest, it's a little rusty, but it's not rusty down here. But I use it a lot. I'm gonna just go down here. I probably need to scrub it, but here's what I do. Is what you need a couple things. You need a ladle. And then what you do is you pour it in. All that rich stuff, right? And honestly, I would use a spatula, and you can get inside that pan. We'll do that second. Then you just press this in. So you can see I'm just getting like all that garlic. I mean, this will be a worthy Instagram just for the sauce. Catch it, go in here. Let's take a little of this. There's maybe a little bit bits in there, but that's okay. I don't want to, you know, just even that right there. That could have been on the fillet, right? Now, we got our rich sauce. Now, it's time, people. Let's clear this. Let's get a bunch of plates. You're probably thinking, how is this dude doing this? It's crazy. It's fun. Okay, let's get a bunch of plates. Now, if you have a serrated knife, that's cool. So that works good. Get yourself a nice sharp knife too. But of course, if you're cooking like crazy, you can't find it. Here we go. Wipe it. One more run here. Am I recording? Is that still recording too? Yeah. What is that? 60 minutes. All right, so let's do first. Now we're gonna have a lot of flies in here.
Yeah, it's my fault.
That's okay. So here, so you can tell there's more juices there. So here's my pro move with the. This is that top round. So real quick, I'll just slice. You know, so that's a good, you know, medium. So Rob, try that. You can tell it's tougher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I do with this, I'm not gonna serve this as steak, because it's too tough, but what I do, I put it back in the pan. And then what it does, see that's a good medium rare, is it'll soak up the juices from this and tenderize it even more and add more flavor. But this is your, I mean, this is your poor man's steak, you know? I mean, some guys, right, that are, you know, bachelors, they're buying this because it's all they can afford. And so we wanted to show, like, here's the pro move, right? So if you don't even have that pan sauce, you can just use the leftover juices. And I want you to see, if you just do that, cover it, and we'll wait on that. We'll come back to that, and you're gonna taste the difference from the last time. Then, let's do the flat iron, because we cooked that. So it's still steaming. Now remember, I said I thought I kind of overcooked this one. Now, it's hard to tell the grain on this one. You can see it here. So at least I can start there by slicing here. So I can slice here. That's still, look, you know, I thought I overcooked, but look at the juices of this. Now, try that flat iron, and then we'll dip it into this so that Rob can try that.
It already feels more tender.
I mean, that sauce.
Yeah.
That sauce was amazing. So now, what I do with the flat iron, you could serve this as a steak. So as I'm slicing, I know that I'm still going good. I'm like against the grain. This is actually perfectly cooked. I thought I overcooked it. A little bit. I'm not in the video. I'm gonna go a little bit more this way. So then the flat iron, I'll just go back, same thing. You know, you could serve some pieces of this, right? Especially with some of that sauce. And so then,
I wouldn't complain.
yeah, cover that. There's your flat iron. Then, well, let's look at these Delmonicos. Remember, we fried these. You can see with the Delmonico, it's got a lot of like gristle in it, but it's a good cut. So this one's, you know, it's like medium well, but remember we fried this thing. Oh, there we go. So this is interesting because you can see there's running like that. If I did, most people do cut the Delmonico like that, but if you do cut it like this, it literally changes the game and makes it into like a ribeye. So I want you to experience, and here's another pro move real quick. So we slice it like that, right? I want Rob to taste this. So we'll do this, this, this. Now we'll do a little bit of salt. So when you slice steaks for anybody, do season it again, okay? Just a little bit because the salt didn't penetrate inside. So we want a little bit on there as well. Now, take a piece of this one, Rob, because it's sliced with the grain. Pretty darn good. Because it has that ribeye, a lot of the fat kind of melted. And now this is, you know, sliced against the grain. You know, try that one. It just like melts
Yeah.
in your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better.
It's like a ribeye, right? Or prime rib at this point. Try that. Then, you know, this delicious sauce you made. You made some finger ones. Right? Try that. Oh, man.
And with this piece with all this stuff dangling off of it here, let's just soak that in there.
Dude. It's like dunking a cookie.
That sauce is amazing.
So, are you kind of from that, Rob? You like, have you heard of the Delmonico before?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever ordered it at a restaurant?
I don't think I have.
Yeah. Would you, now knowing how it tastes, would you buy it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So you could just serve that and then people could cut it, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cut it just like this.
Yeah.
'Cause, man, that's delicious. But you can come across some gristle. Like you can see, you know, there's a big piece of gristle right there. Okay, now we got that one. Now let's see what else we got. And this is a lot of how I prep at home too. Okay, so we got the ribeye. Oh, we got the fillets. Let's do the bottom round. We'll let that rest because it's still super hot, but I will slice it so you see. There's the T-bone. So this, obviously, just serve this just like this, right? And I would just drizzle this over the top. You might melt some butter on it, just like that. And then you grab yourself a steak knife. Fork. Right? Maybe some grilled asparagus. And that's the fillet. So, you know, that will go into there. That's gonna be, you know, that because it's so small like that, it's probably a little overcooked, but it looks like it's still medium.
No, it didn't look. It's not
You
even
know?
good.
So, give that a whirl, Rob.
If you insist.
And I'll go this. Wow.
That's really good.
Man. And then the New York. Whoops. You know, I wish my black lab was here. I would give him some of the fat, but I'll give him a little Frisco. A little piece of fat. And then, you know, the grain on a New York, they basically, it doesn't matter what way you cut it. You can kind of see, doesn't matter what way you cut it, it's gonna be good. But this is a good medium.
Very good.
But we'll tell the difference, you know, of that.
Grab this here. See if I can tell the
Yeah,
difference. I
wouldn't-
better test it and see.
And that fillet was way better. Had good flavor though.
Yeah, it's really good.
And there's that. Man. Damn. sweetheart. We got 2 more. Tenderloin and ribeye. That deserves a clean cutting board. Cleanish.
Clean enough.
Yeah. Let's see my. Yep. Okay. One. So that's the ribeye. Yeah, I would have liked a little more caramelization on that side, but you guys saw me. Like here, you could see like that. That's good caramelization. Now, on a ribeye, this is the cap of the ribeye. So you can see right here, it's actually the most flavorful part of a ribeye. So it'll compete with that fillet. Then, so that's that cap ribeye. So we'll slice. You can see the grain going this way, so we want to slice against the grain. Okay, try that. That cap of the ribeye. Good. A little gristle.
A little gristly.
Yep. Now here's the center of the ribeye. All right, so try that. Meat coma. A little tougher.
A little tough, yeah.
Which is what then. I'll just cut this up. I mean, I got boys. Yeah. Now this one's probably, that's like medium. This is definitely rare. Probably.
The fillet.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's definitely rare, which is great. You know, I love people like that. Let's see. Like how this is. I know you go to that one Salt Bay. He'll take like the greasy fat and squeeze it over the top of that. That's amazing. So like that's really a good medium. So try the medium fillet. You could dip it or not. Just try it by itself.
Try it undipped.
Yeah, that's great.
And then try dipped.
Yep.
I like mine like medium rare. With like butter. Wow. Okay. Then my boys have lately been like, "You're not cooking any steaks." It's like, all right, well,
Fine, I will give you steak.
I will give you steak. Okay, now
Never had.
with the bottom round. So great for sandwiches, right? Let's cook this one. This one's a little bit. So, you know, the grain, look, I can see it kind of run this way.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like your good roast beef, right?
Yeah.
That looks pretty good, you know?
It's real good.
And sometimes, you know, you can just slice that, just try. But even like this, I'll salt that.
Sure.
Like, try a piece of that. Top fruit. Taste of rosemary in it though, right?
Yeah, that's very flavorful.
So you could go in here. Now, you can keep this in the refrigerator cold. That's what I'll do, is let this get cold. And then I'll slice it when it's cold, and I can get it really thin. Because right now, if I try to go thin, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, it kind of like mushes together, but once it's cold, it'll be very easy to get a really nice thin piece, and then that'll be great for roast beef. So, there's our steak class. Hope we learned a lot. That's good, right? And
It's all the other flavors
the
in there.
herbs, yeah, the garlic, the salt. It's my celery, the garden celery that I grew. But anyway, there we go. And we got our sauce and everything. And this, you could freeze this in ice cubes too, and then use it every time you have a steak. You know, and if you don't have as much juice as I had, you could do water, a little soy sauce. You know, totally fine. Totally fine too to do beef broth if you need to. Have a good day, everybody. Hope you learned.